This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And Stephanie Roberts will be along in just about an hour, but it's just me and you right now, John. And
just the guys.
57 when I came out of the house this morning.
Yeah, a little cooler, crisp out there.
Nice.
Feels good.
It does feel good.
Kind of puts you in the spirit, right? In the mood.
Yes, the Thanksgiving holiday spirit.
Yeah, and you know what? You got to get the turkey in the refrigerator here pretty soon.
In the fridge. And from what I remember, you have to put the bird in about now in the oven.
What's that?
I said, from what I remember, you have to put the bird in about now in the oven. It takes forever to cook.
It does take a long time. We have some pretty weather shaping up for you today to be out and about and enjoying the Suncoast. A lot of sunshine in the forecast, slightly warmer than yesterday perhaps, but no rain anywhere. We'll look for a daytime high that tops out pretty close to the 80-degree mark. And again, low relative humidity will make that feel pretty comfortable in the afternoons. Complete forecast details coming up in a minute, Don.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at the roadways at this point. Right now, everything is moving along, looking good. You see Bradenton and Palmetto, both without any glitches, and also all the major roadways, 301, 41, and 75, moving along without any problems. And down into Sarasota County, the same thing is holding true there. And all the pig carcasses have been removed from 75, so there are no issues on 75 in Sarasota. Now, topping our news this morning, a Bradenton teenager is in custody after bringing drugs onto school property. The 15-year-old boy was arrested at Horizons Academy. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says the teen smelled like marijuana at school, and when confronted yesterday, deputies say he pulled marijuana and cash from his socks and a bag of suspected meth from his other sock. The Sheriff's Office believes he was trying to sell the drugs on school grounds. He was transported to the Manatee County Juvenile Booking Facility. And the city of Bradenton taking a big step towards regulating medical marijuana in the area as the city council met and voted unanimously in favor of a 6-month moratorium on dispensaries. ABC7's Rick Adams has the story.
Now that voters have given the okay to medical marijuana here in Florida, cities like Bradenton are scrambling to be able to give themselves a little more time. The city council is looking to enforce a 180-day moratorium on medical marijuana shops.
We just don't know these dispensing facilities, how they're going to operate, how they're going to fit in our zoning, how they're going to fit in city codes.
Another aspect of this is what the state of Florida will do as part of their laws in regulating medical marijuana. Bradenton City Councilman Patrick Groff says the moratorium is important because it gives them more time in how to handle something so new and answers some very important questions.
We're not discounting what the voters did. We're just saying we don't know how to properly regulate it yet. Trulieve,
a Tallahassee-based company, has plans to open a dispensary on a piece of property they've already bought on 14th Street. No one from their company could be reached for comment. Mayor Poston is hoping that he and council members can make sense of this whole medical marijuana issue in the coming months.
I'm not sure 180 days is going to be enough, but at least we make a run at it at that point.
In Manatee County, commissioners are also considering a 6-month moratorium. They're expected to vote on that within the next few weeks. In Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Also in Manatee County, more work on I-75 interchanges as 2 new projects are expected to take place in the coming year. Construction on the State Road 64 interchange is expected to begin next summer, and the State Road 70 project will start after the diverging Diamond project on University Parkway is complete. Now, both roadways will be widened in an attempt to alleviate some congestion as the county continues to grow.
We're increasing capacity at that location, the interstate capacity. We're setting up for ultimate 10 laning in the future. This is just an interim improvement to put auxiliary lanes in each direction.
The projects will cost about $160 million combined. And the city of Northport will hold a meeting this weekend to answer your questions about a $30 million road project. They held one last night. It was for the public's input, and another one Saturday. Price Boulevard will soon be widened to 4 lanes, including medians and turn lanes. City officials will be available to provide more information about the project this Saturday. The public meeting will be held from 10 till 11 at the Morgan Family Community Center on Price Boulevard. And the city of Northport recovering after a scare on the roadways yesterday. A 120-ton crane toppled over off Toledo Blade Boulevard around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It took out a vehicle and a trailer. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it was a close call landing near some workers. Crews with Allegiance Crane Company were installing some equipment on a cell phone tower at the time of the accident. The Northport Fire Department and police responded. The accident is under investigation. With all that work being done on the roadways lately, we're reminded it's important to be extra careful. A collision between a truck and a county surface vehicle sent 2 people to the hospital yesterday. It happened off 41 just south of 33rd Street West in Palmetto. The county vehicle was spraying a median with herbicide when a truck driving nearby struck it. The driver claims he didn't see the vehicle and was cited with careless driving. The vehicle was traveling at a low speed, but both people were taken to the Bayfront Medical Center with minor injuries. And if you recently filled up at one gas station in Sarasota, you may want to check out your bank account. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say a credit card skimmer was found at the BP on North Lockwood Ridge Road this week. The skimmer was inside one of the gas pumps. Customers who've recently bought gas at that station should check bank statements for any suspicious transactions. Deputies remind people to pay with cash if possible or a credit card as opposed to a debit card when possible. And check for signs of tampering at the pump as well. One of the most unusual restaurants on the Suncoast, and some say in the country, is changing hands. The iconic Linger Lodge has been sold for a reported $5 million. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the details.
From outside, it barely looks like a restaurant, but people come from all over to see Linger Lodge off State Road 70, just east of the interstate, both for the food and the atmosphere.
Excellent and weird is what they said.
Plaques inside the front door show off the national press and interest this place has gained over the past 71 years. And one look around makes you understand why. This is Dennis Tenbrook's first time here.
It's a whole lot more than I thought it was going to be, the way they described it and everything. So, yeah, it's very interesting. I enjoy these wildlife stuff anyway. So.
You'd have to enjoy the wildlife stuff to sit in the main dining room because it's everywhere, including in the bar. Newspapers on the wall date back to 1969.
We've been all over the country, and this is definitely by far one of the wildest restaurants. And the food is great, too.
Oh, yeah, the food includes alligators and frogs' legs. At least they're fresh. T-shirts boast of skunk and pigeons, but the manager admits most of this is fiction. Out the back door, the restaurant sits feet away from the Braden River, as well as an RV village, all totaling some 30 acres. Nobody who works for the restaurant could talk about the pending sale, but there are some in this area who are concerned about the restaurant's future.
I'm 37 years old, and I grew up around here.
Rachel Walton and her boyfriend Marshall Brown live outside the state now, but they came back in part so she could show him this area that was part of her childhood.
I want to show him it because the next time we come, it's probably not going to be here.
Rachel is convinced the new owners plan to bulldoze all this and put in condos, but published reports quote a press release that say the new owners plan to develop all this into a state-of-the-art, eco-friendly RV park. Meantime, back inside the restaurant, Ray and Maria Stahl of Sarasota hope that nothing changes.
Yeah, we're coming back.
Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And speaking of food on the Suncoast, a fun, competitive spirit is sweeping over some food bank workers today, and for a good cause. The All Faiths Food Bank is holding their annual construction contest, and employees are forming teams to see who can come up with the most festive creation using items from the food bank's most needed list. Past entries have included a 7-foot-tall model of Snoopy's doghouse and even a fully functional ride-on turkey. It's all about encouraging people to donate to the cause while spreading some smiles, too. And the giving continues in Manatee County as the local YMCA there is giving out 600 turkeys to families in need. Today, the organization is addressing students at Harley Middle School, Sugg Middle School, Daughtry Elementary with the food, and the gifts are being handed out to spread good fortune around the community leading up to Thanksgiving. And with the autumn season making the weather much more enjoyable this time of year, some locals are choosing to pedal around town rather than drive, with the city of Venice being a prime location. Yesterday, the League of American Bicyclists recognized the city with a silver-level bicycle-friendly community award. Venice is one of more than 400 communities recognized for trying to make biking better. Venice received honorable mention for the BFC award back in 2012, but was bumped up to the silver level this year. And in our month-long series 2037, we're looking ahead 20 years to the future of transportation and boating in South Sarasota County. The city of Venice has 3 miles of beachfront, and Mayor John Hollick sees many companies creating boat storage in and out of the water. He says the roads are expected to get more crowded, and space being available for boat parking will also be more crowded. So it's a good idea to utilize the resources available for transportation, like allowing cars to park off the island and travel around by boat.
I think it'd be an attractive thing for the city. I think it would be an entertainment ride for people, an attraction. And I could see where somebody could get involved in that, and a private enterprise could take over and really have a business that would make a living.
He also believes the water near the North Bridge will be a popular area for boat storage in 20 years. Now, continuing to look at boating on the Suncoast, the Englewood Beach Waterfest is this weekend, and ABC7 will be there in full force. Starting tomorrow, you can head out to Englewood Beach to meet our news team while enjoying over 50 world-class boaters who will be competing at the festival. We'll also have live coverage of the event on ABC7 from noon to 3 o'clock on Sunday, and parking is at a premium. So you want to park, and they have shuttles to make it easier for everybody to get there. John will be driving one of the shuttles.
Maybe. A little horn.
Oh, that would be,
should be fun, and the weather should cooperate. Sunday might be a little bit windy. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. But all in all, I think it's going to be an outstanding weekend of beautiful weather and a nice time to enjoy the beach and that festival.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up in just a few.
And Linda Carson bringing us all the details on the boat races and what you can expect at the Englewood Waterfest coming up. And also a new close look at an accident leaving a truck split in half after it was struck by a train. You'll see these amazing video coming up.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Why wait until the turkey has you feeling tired? The Black Friday sales event has already started at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or check out the stylish new Jeep Renegades starting at just $16,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, Don was talking about that nice, cool, crisp air that's out there, and currently we have dew point values that are in the low 50s, so that indeed does make it feel very, very pleasant. Their temperatures are a little bit cooler, coming in at 58 degrees. We'll probably bottom it out at around 56, 57 for a nighttime low in Sarasota. Other places, obviously, a little bit cooler. We have a northeast wind that continues to blow and will throughout the day today. 54 degrees in Myakka. Arcadia coming in at 54. 54 in Parrish, Bradenton, 55. Wauchula, it's 52 degrees in Punta Gorda, 55 Northport. 59 degrees in Venice. Inglewood coming in at 60 and 62 degrees out at Longboat Key. So across the peninsula, dry as a bone. Not a drop of rain falling anywhere. No mist, no fog. Everything looks really nice for a great afternoon. I see no reason to think that today we'll have copious sunshine wall to wall, and I think we'll probably end up the day slightly warmer than we were 24 hours ago by a degree or two, coming in probably pretty close to the 80-degree mark. I don't really see any chances of rainfall anywhere down the line either. I think the rain image that you see here, the radar image, is going to look very similar day after day. It's just no air to wring out any moisture. It's really dry everywhere you look. So the northeast has cleared up, so if you're traveling there today, should be no worries in terms of weather. Back to the west. We are still watching this area of low pressure come together to produce blizzard-like conditions that will eventually drag a cold front through the northern tier states and produce some fairly significant snowfall. A lot of sunshine in the deep south, stretching back to Texas all the way down to the Florida Keys. Really nothing here to worry about. There's our low pressure area. It's also the one, by the way, that'll draw down the drier, cooler air, even drier, cooler air, and bring us kind of a windy, gusty condition on Sunday, but some decidedly cooler air as well. High pressure until then remains the dominant weather feature over the deep south and the Florida peninsula. That brings us the sunshine. That brings us that northeast wind that draws down that drier air. And then the front itself, taking shape, tapping into some cold Canadian air, starts to produce a line of showers that moves through parts of the deep south. Now, I don't think that line of showers is ever going to really impact us all that much on Sunday. May bring us a few extra Saturday, Sunday clouds, but I don't think it'll bring us any rainfall. We remain dry as the front plows through the state. More sunshine, low humidity, slightly warmer today, and then we wait for the cooler temperatures to arrive. You'll see that in the extended range forecast. As far as our weather goes, well, we certainly won't be what the Northeast will see, or not the Northeast rather, but the northern tier. They're going to get some very heavy snowfall. They could get up to 15-inch drifts with some of the winds that blow through parts of Minneapolis or north of Minneapolis over the course of probably Saturday, Sunday, and then kind of tapering off as you head into the work week. We will see some of that colder air arrive in the extended range forecast. Show it to you in a minute. Northeast wind at about 10 to 15 today. And boaters, pay attention to those weekend boating forecasts because the wind speeds could pick up just a little bit. We'll look for 68 as the daytime high on Sunday. Pretty nice, actually. Nighttime lows will be near the 50 mark Sunday night into Monday. And many, many places will see temperatures in the 40s. Don?
All right, John, taking a look at the Suncoast roadways. Things are looking pretty normal for this time in the morning, which is 5:19. No issues or delays in all of Manatee County. You see any of the traffic from the islands is nil, and also out to 75 as well. Heading down into Sarasota County, no hot spots there. Everything's looking pretty good. Everything's moving along and no accidents or delays otherwise this morning. Now, it's a big weekend in Englewood, as we talked about. The National World Offshore Powerboat Races are being held just off of Englewood Beach, and ABC7's Linda Carson has more in the spotlight.
The Englewood Waterfest kicks off Friday night with a block party.
That'll happen on Dearborn Street, and we'll probably have about 40 boats down there. And what they do is they come down on Dearborn Street, and they just stop in the middle of the street, and everybody can just walk up and down. This is a friendly group, the OPA group, and they will sign autographs, take pictures.
Then on Saturday, the races begin.
The Nationals will be on Saturday. That'll be an accumulation of all the points that the boats have earned throughout the year, including the race on Saturday. On Sunday will be the Worlds, and that will be the accumulation of all the points that they earned Saturday and Sunday.
2 Suncoast brothers are competing.
So we have a 29-foot Warlock with a 500 horsepower fuel-injected motor and Bravo 1 out drive. And in our class, we have a 75-mile-an-hour speed limit.
There may be about 20 boats in their race.
We all line up, and it's supposed to be a straight line. And then we just got to watch the pace boat until they drop the green flag, and then it's off.
They're making a big change for this race.
We actually switch seats. I'm typically the driver, and he's typically the throttleman. For this race, because it's a hometown race, we figured let's switch seats. Let's see what happens.
The best place to watch the races, right here on Inglewood Beach. The beach parking lot will become Race Village and the dry pits. Every one of the 40 to 50 power boats will be parked right here. The action starts at 9 a.m. on both days.
We're going to have jetpacks out there. They're going to be doing demos for us for an hour and a half. And then from there, we're going to jump right into the boat races at noon.
The dry pits will also be open during the races.
There will be a lot of people coming in, meet and greet the race teams in between the racing. We're going to have food vendors, specialty vendors, and also live music on the stage. Tommy C. and Judy Love will be here on Saturday night. Sunday night will be band Echo Matrix.
The Waterfest has a huge impact on Inglewood's economy.
Last year, we generated over $2.5 million in impact.
You will have a perfect viewing spot here on Inglewood Beach. The boats will be just about 300 yards out there. So come on out, grab a shuttle bus because you can't bring your car to the beach, and the races start at noon both days. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. If you ever want to take a trip around the world, Google Earth is now helping fulfill that wish without ever having to leave your home. But what fun is that? We'll tell you how their new virtual reality system is set to send you to new places. And also, when you're about to surely lock your keys in your cars, well, how one thief made off with just a car, but also one woman's dog.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
back. It's 5:25, and a new app now allows Amazon customers to see what's inside their package without even opening it. ABC's Diane Macedo and Kenneth Skipson have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon is now offering customers X-ray vision.
Maybe you need to know what's inside a box that's been delivered. Well, now iOS users can just scan the box's barcode using the Amazon app camera icon.
Everything inside will then be displayed on your screen. Could come in handy for gifts.
And you can send them back in case you don't like them. Well, starting at midnight, Amazon is cutting the price of Prime membership from $99 to $79. The sale is for one day only, though.
So perks for Prime members include free 2-day shipping and a 30-minute head start on Black Friday lightning deals.
And Google Earth has debuted its virtual reality version that blows Street View out of this world.
Users can virtually fly over a city, stand on top of a mountain, even soar into space. Google Earth VR is available for free on the HTC Vive.
It is pretty cool, though.
I like it. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works in 1 week with the fastest retinol formula available. It's clinically proven to work on fine lines and even deep wrinkles. 1 week? That definitely works. Rapid Wrinkle Repair. And for dark spots, Rapid Tone Repair. Neutrogena. See what's possible.
If you've gone to extremes to escape your nasal allergies, try Clarispray from the makers of Claritin. Clarispray provides 24-hour prescription-strength relief from sneezing, runny nose, and nasal congestion. Return to the world. Try Clarispray today. What's the best way to get 2 servings of veggies, V8, or a fancy juice store? Ready? Go.
Hi, Juice Universe. 1 large rutabaga with eggplant.
Done.
That's not fair. Glad I had a V8.
The original way to fuel your day.
ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing. They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Sometimes, when the course is difficult and you might take a step where you could fall, it's important to trust and ask for help. That's one of the most important things we learned at Tidewell's Teen Grief Retreat. On your grief journey, there are going to be difficult parts, but you have to trust in yourself and your support systems and know there are people around who will help you make it through. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 4th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Saturday and Sunday, November 19th and 20th at Selby 5 Points Park in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, more controversy brewing as Trump's team is being developed and is causing some to question his choices. Caught on camera, a restaurant worker attacked by an angry customer during a lunch rush. And a Minnesota police officer facing charges after shooting a man during a traffic stop. Why prosecutors say the officer is at fault.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And yeah, a little assault during the lunch rush. Everybody's a little stressed out when you're rushing for lunch, trying to get back to work.
Goodness, what is this story about? Yeah.
It's just terrible what this world is coming to, John.
Calm down, take a breath. Exactly. It's all right. It's okay.
Can't we all just get along?
Can't we just be friends? I just don't know. Certainly, we have some very friendly weather out there. Very sunshine forward today.
That's great.
Yep.
Good to hear.
I know. It's gonna be awesome. Actually, look for a daytime high that tops out dry, just like this radar image is showing. As you head through the afternoon, the low relative humidity will make the daytime high near 80 feel very comfortable, and we'll have a wind breezy out of the northeast. And really nothing bad about this forecast. No issues whatsoever. Over the weekend, changes. We'll talk about that coming up in a few. Don?
Excellent. Hopefully I can do you solid with the traffic as well, at least in Manatee County. It is as beautiful as the weather. Traffic's moving along nicely. No issues or delays at all in all of Manatee County. Just normal volume for this time of the morning. There is a blip on the screen, however, on 41. It's an accident at Martin Luther King Way, 41 and Martin Luther King Way. So be aware of that. That's in Sarasota, south of University. So not causing any problems because not a lot of people on the roadways right now, but do be aware of it as you get ready to leave the house. Otherwise, everything is looking pretty good in the rest of Sarasota County all the way through into Northport. Now, Hillary Clinton has made her first public appearance since conceding the White House. This as controversy continues to plague the presidential transition. ABC's Janai Norman now joins us with how much Clinton is leading in the popular vote.
The Democratic presidential nominee making her first public appearance since the crushing loss.
I know many of you are deeply disappointed about the results of the election. I am too, more than I can ever express.
Remember, Hillary got more votes than Donald Trump. Do you understand what that means? More, yes.
Up big in the popular vote. By the time all the votes are counted, she may well end up with more raw votes than all but one of the men ever elected. The exception, Barack Obama.
There have been a few times this past week when all I wanted to do was just to curl up with a good book or our dogs and never leave the house again.
At the same time, turmoil for the Trump transition.
I think there is some confusion going on about a chain of command coming out of New York.
Former team member and Congressman Mike Rogers commenting on reports of disorder polluting the presidential transition. But Trump trying to remain optimistic in a tweet that sounded like a reality show promo, posting a very organized process taking place. At the center of the transition, Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law. ABC News confirming the transition team has requested national security clearance for the real estate developer who has no government experience. This as the president-elect deals with backlash surrounding the hiring of Steve Bannon, former head of Breitbart News, with alleged ties to white supremacists. Trump is holding another series of meetings today with advisors and political leaders. Among them, former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, who may be considered for Secretary of State. Janai Norman, ABC News, Washington.
President Obama is in Berlin today on his final trip abroad as president. He arrived to the area after spending some time in Athens yesterday. The president played tourist with a visit to the Acropolis, one of the world's most iconic sites. Afterwards, he delivered remarks to the people of Greece and focused on democratic ideals and giving a rebuttal to anti-globalization forces that have swept Europe and the world over the past year. New tapes have been released from a 911 call on the day of the Pulse nightclub massacre back on June 12th. One with a woman on the phone in the restroom while the gunman is in the room.
He's in there with you. Just stay on the phone. Let me get someone on. 1 second.
The woman is heard on the phone call with emergency responders describing her situation, being trapped in the ladies' room with the shooter reloading his weapon. The call lasts nearly 10 minutes as the dispatcher tries to get information about the gunman. Back in June, Omar Mateen shot more than 100 people, killing 49 of them. The standoff lasted about 3 hours, and whether or not to continue releasing calls from this tragedy have been a subject of a big debate. Developing overnight, a scary situation for one waiter at a Florida IHOP restaurant is new surveillance video released by North Miami police showing the waiter walking across the dining area, followed by an angry customer. The man then pulls a knife and attacks the waiter. Everyone in the restaurant reacting and running for help, all happening in the middle of the day. Police found and arrested Jean Hicks afterwards, and they reported that Hicks claimed he attacked the man for, quote, poisoning his food. The waiter was taken to the hospital and is now at home recovering. Another unexpected situation, this one for a woman in Fort Lauderdale. She stopped to grab some gas but left her key in the car along with her dog, Casey. One burglar saw her leaving the car and is caught here on camera driving off, and the dog still inside the vehicle.
My first instinct was to just run, but my phone was in the car too, so I didn't have any way of calling 911 while running.
Police did later find the car, but Casey was not inside. Investigators suspect the burglar let the dog go sometime after stealing the car. Casey is still missing. In Georgia, a scary collision between a tractor trailer and a train as the driver of the tractor getting out just in the nick of time. This cell phone video shows the crash happening. Look at that. The train barreling through the truck, and that truck was stuck on the railroad tracks, and the driver of the vehicle says he didn't see the signs warning trucks to stay away from the area, and though he tried, he could not get the vehicle to move.
As soon as I jumped out of the truck, maybe 4 seconds later, the impact with the trailer, with the train with the trailer.
The driver admits after the accident he could not help but start to cry, feeling helpless after the accident. A nearby restaurant gave him and his family a free dinner to help them out. I'm sure the adrenaline rush of knowing he survived also had something to do with those tears. And the fight against the construction of a pipeline in North Dakota continues, leaving 4 more protesters arrested after a protest outside a bank got a bit heated. Now, there were about 100 anti-pipeline protesters gathered in Bismarck, North Dakota yesterday, and they were met by a smaller group who opposed those protests. A shouting match ensued between the two groups. An anti-pipeline protester, Caro Gonzalez, described the scene.
It was incredibly peaceful. We always are peaceful. We're always here in prayer. The only piece that wasn't here was by folks who were shouting slurs at us and threatening us.
The Standing Rock Sioux tribe has filed a lawsuit to stop the pipeline's construction. They say it will hurt their heritage sites and possibly contaminate their water. So far, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has delayed construction to hold more talks with the tribe. One family in Minnesota is getting closer to closure in a case that also sparked protests and national outrage. Now, 19 weeks after the fatal shooting of Philando Castile, police officer Geronimo Yanez is being charged with manslaughter. According to court documents, after being pulled over, Castile calmly told the officer he had a gun and a license to carry it. Prosecutors say Yanez warned Castile several times not to pull out his gun, to which Castile responded, "I'm not pulling it out. I'm not pulling it out." As Castile reached for his identification, prosecutors say Yanez fired.
For his final words before he died to say, I wasn't going for the gun, I think is very, very, very compelling.
Yanez said he pulled Castile over because he looked like a robbery suspect and his car had a broken taillight. He is expected in court tomorrow, and if convicted, the officer could spend more than 10 years in prison. And today, investigators in Alabama are trying to find out how an explosive device ended up outside of a school. A bomb squad blew up the device while the elementary school was on lockdown yesterday. The device was found on the hood of a cafeteria worker's pickup truck. Officials say they don't believe students were in any danger because the explosive was too far away from the school building, though they also state that they are taking the incident very seriously, currently searching for any leads pointing to who may have planted that bomb. And in Ohio, another school is shocked as well, this time for a much more positive reason. An organization supporting kids at schools around the world received a generous donation in the form of 5.5-carat diamonds. Now, the stone is valued at over $235,000. Alex Sheen, the founder of the group, says the gift was nothing short of amazing.
She just told me that she had something that she wanted to give me. And I ran back to my hotel room to grab my stuff because we were going to go eat lunch because she was already a donor. And she said, I want to give you this diamond.
Sheen says he started the organization around the concept of integrity that he learned from his father, inspiring him to always keep his word. Now the organization has sent out more than 5 million cards aimed at helping others to stay true to their own values and goals for self-improvement, and he says he plans to use the donation to continue his good work. Yeah.
Interesting story.
Yeah, indeed. His father taught him all his good values. Everything you need to know, you learn in kindergarten, right?
Yeah, I guess so. He passed that right along, apparently, so that's great. Carry on his good work.
And pay it forward.
We have some lovely weather coming up for you this weekend. Some changing weather, though. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Excellent. We'll also have some Health Mart tips coming up when we get back.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing, complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Dew point value feels so comfortable right now at 53 degrees. When you get those dew points in the lower 50s and eventually this weekend in the 40s, it just feels so cool, so crisp outside. No oppressive humidity at all. 58 degrees, the air temperature, fairly clear sky, really clear skies, and a northeast wind that blows at about 5. That northeast wind will be continuing throughout the day today. Might surge a little bit in the afternoon, but otherwise it'll continue to draw down that drier air. 54 degrees in Wauchula, 53 in Arcadia. Mayaca comes in at 53, so does Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 55. 52 degrees in Punta Gorda, 54 in Northport, 58 Venice. Inglewood, you've got 59, and Longboat Key comes in at 62. Quiet across the entire peninsula this morning. Tranquil conditions, clear skies, light winds. It's beautiful. Our area locally has absolutely rain-free conditions and will throughout the morning commute, through the evening commute, and through the commutes of the next 7 days, I suspect. We have a little bit of cloud cover still out in Atlantic waters. That's all associated with a frontal boundary and a spinning area of low pressure. But again, that continues to press away from the United States and poses no issues for us whatsoever. We do have another front that we are watching, but that's located well back to the west right now. Now, that front is going to produce some blizzard-like conditions, already starting to kick off some snows in the mountains. That low will move up toward the western Great Lakes and produce a swath of snow that could accumulate as much as 10, in blowing drifts as much as 15 inches of fresh snow, and some chilly temperatures back behind it as well. Now, our high-pressure ridge continues to direct our winds out of the northeast or east for the next several days. We'll start to see it kind of migrate a little bit closer to the coastline as we head into Saturday, as that low-pressure area kind of approaches, and the front does as well. The combination of those two things will kick up our wind speeds a little bit out of the east. So boaters, pay attention to that over the weekend. Some of those winds could approach small craft criteria, so small craft advisory criteria. So watch for that. A line of showers will start to develop along that frontal boundary as it moves into the states bordering the western Gulf waters. But as it approaches our coast, those showers will fall apart, and we'll be left with not much in the way of a rain chance as it moves through. More sunshine, low humidity, slightly warmer temperatures. The RPM computer model forecast does point to a few clouds building on the Atlantic coast and some of those moving into this direction. And I think that's true over the weekend. I think that, combined with the fronts in advance, clouds in advance of the front, will be about the only thing that we will notice marring our sky. We still have down to the south an area of disturbed weather that the Hurricane Center gives an 80% chance of development. That's pretty good. And so far, it does not pose a threat to the United States, and I hope it stays that way. Northeast wind at about 10 knots, 10 to 15 later this evening, and the official Suncoast forecast calls for fine weather, breezy weather over the weekend, with daytime highs about 10 degrees cooler on Sunday. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at the roadways. Things are starting to pick up, but that's normal for 5:48 in the morning. Not any accidents or delays in Manatee County. As you see, 301, 41, 75, all moving along nicely. There is an accident that is on 41 and at Dr. Martin Luther King Way in Sarasota, so be aware of that. But it is not causing any delays at this point, but it may as traffic picks up. But right now, everything is looking good and moving along. And suicide is the #3 killer of young people 13 to 18 years of age. That's according to the World Health Organization. ABC7's Alex Redmond has more on the crisis.
I definitely think
both are equally depressed, but guys hide it better.
A study of more than 170,000 adolescents published in the journal Pediatrics finds a rise in cases of major depression among all adolescents from about 9% in 2005 to about 11% in 2014.
We have the teenage years, and it's being able to manage the mind, moods, and attitudes of growing into adulthood for them.
Depression is a key factor in suicides. The World Health Organization finds suicide the #1 cause of death for adolescent girls, and the journal Pediatrics finds suicide in the U.S. at a greater increase among adolescents and young women.
To find out how depression affects girls, we went right to 13-year-old Abigail and 17-year-old Rachel.
I think it's definitely like maybe their body, or usually guys, like feeling rejected by a guy, or like ending a relationship with a guy usually triggers like depression.
And I feel like girls have this higher standard of always having to be pretty to everyone, so it does make them very like anxious and depressed.
Abigail says she suffers from social anxiety.
I don't necessarily get depressed, but I know one of my friends who is anxious, and she like has to take pills for it, and when she's super anxious, it leads to depression, and she like harms herself.
Older sister Rachel says there are signs of depression.
They won't talk as much, or they don't hang out with us as much, or they just like have a more negative outlook on life.
She tries to help.
I usually talk to them, and like I'll send them texts, and we're like awesome out to like lunch or yogurt or something.
Dana Dale's 2 oldest kids are in college. She says maturity helps through the depressive stages of adolescence.
The balancing of hormones and the happiness and that time away as everyone has went through the growing pains of life.
Reporting in Osprey, Alex Redmond, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
And still ahead, a wrong number turns into a very special act of kindness for this Thanksgiving season. More on that coming up.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new adventure.
Now, their main defense is to vomit. And I can tell you what goes in disgusting comes out worse.
Trust me, you are not going to want to miss the next Animal Outtakes.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Welcome back. Now here's what's coming up in the 6 o'clock news. An investigation continuing into a 15-year-old teen who brought drugs onto school property. Following an ordinance to stop selling commercially bred animals in Sarasota, a national pet store chain filed a lawsuit to overturn that ban. And also Manatee County moving towards blocking marijuana dispensaries for coming to their town as the approval and plan to create that ordinance. We'll see what happens with that. And here's a story that shows the true spirit of Thanksgiving. A grandmother in Arizona sent a text to her grandson inviting him to Thanksgiving dinner. Only problem is she texted the wrong number, and the message went to a 17-year-old high school student named Jamal Hinton. When Hinton got the message, he didn't recognize the number and asked who it was. The response was from Grandma. After texting back and forth, the two realized she contacted the wrong person, and despite that, Grandma told Jamal he was welcome to come for Thanksgiving anyway, and because of that, Grandma's going to feed Jamal and everyone else.
How cool is that? I love that story.
I think that's crazy that people can actually connect and be so nice to each other, even with people they don't even know.
Since then, people have been contacting Grandma asking for a plate for Thanksgiving as well. So many texts have come in that she had to change her number, but the offer still stands for Jamal. See, it's like that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, Sliding Doors. You just never know what's going to happen on each day, each moment.
How did her number get out there, I wonder?
Yeah, now I know. I guess
got
because
10,000 people for dinner.
Jamal invited everybody.
I guess.
All right, it's 5:56. We'll be back with more news coming up.